over the place. 6 seconds and nobody's there. 10 seconds, there's nobody there. This is catching everybody out. They weren't expecting this. If I could sing, I'd sing you a song. But there's nobody. Mr. Murphy's there. He's saying hi all. Well, you're saying hello to yourself because there's nobody else there at the moment. It looks like I might be making an announcement to one person. Let's wait and see who else joins in. This is going to be a very quick live, no more than about 10 or 15 minutes. Unfortunately, it's not to announce the resignation of Donald Trump. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, Gloria. Andrew said, been up Butser Hill with Mum today for a stroll. That's lovely. Bit of perfect weather for it. Absolutely. I haven't even got a drink. This was such a short quick decision to do this live after a very quick telephone conversation with Cynthia. I was going to do one of these. I was going to do a video, but then we decided not to. So we decided for me to go for a live. I just need to get a few more people in. I have got an important announcement to make. But yeah, so barman, could you bring me a drink, please? Good evening, Clive. I will announce it in a moment. Or it's not an announcement, really. It's just an update, really. Good evening, Cynthia. Hello. Well, Cynthia knew I was going live, so because it was following a phone call, as I said just now, phone call from Cynthia that that we should do a live. Is this a breaking news type broadcast? It is. It is exactly that. I would suggest you get a box of tissues out because you may be needing them. Oh, hang on. I've got the wrong glasses on. Hang on. I've just realised the reflection's terrible. Now I've got to go back to my old glasses. Where are you all? This is not good. I need to get a pair of glasses ready with an anti-glare stuff on there. Hi, I've got a box of tissues, but you're going to need it, mate. You're going to need it. There's going to be people having to vote for this, what I've got to announce, so be prepared. Cynthia knows all about it. We've discussed it. And yeah, the suspense. I've got to build it up a bit, Gloria. Is this good news or bad? I can't say. Cynthia won't say anything. I know one thing that will happen, though. When this is finished, I'm going to get told off. Yes. Yes, it's a bit of good and bad. Do you know what, Cynthia? I was just about to say exactly that. Yeah. The bad bit comes first, though. The bad bit comes first. I'm just trying to think. There's going to be only one there. Well, including Cynthia, of course. Two that this particularly would affect. But yeah, so yeah, all these, everything that's crashed around us today. I can't say no more. Can't say no more. Everything's crashed around us today, isn't it, Cynthia? It's been an awful day, one way or another. Apart from this morning when we were on the allotment, that was lovely. I was knocking nails out of wood, and Cynthia was in the greenhouse tidying it up, having a good old go in there. We got these. I had this idea, which was a bit of sort of a bee in my bonnet, about putting in some raised beds. And I had this idea of the things that we could use, but I sort of went out on a limb and found out about these things before saying anything to Cynthia. And so I then, once I knew I could get hold of these things, I then gave the idea to Cynthia, and she was a bit unsure about it. So when I was out with my son 2 weeks ago tomorrow, I managed to get hold of these. They're collapsible. They're used for containers, for putting stuff in, for deliveries to places. So I just picked up 6. I told Cynthia I got them, and it wasn't until today that we transported them down there. I only just fitted in my car, even flat. And we put them on the bed, or the part of the allotment that we're going to put them on. Cynthia said, I love this idea, it's so exciting. So my little brainwave has worked for once. So let's have a look at these comments. Is it that wine supplies are critically low levels in trade? But if it was that, mate, I'd be in tears at this moment. No, Cynthia's right. The day's been fine. I'm just teasing you along a little bit. Yeah, wine. Oh, wine. The trouble is I've got none in the fridge. I don't like. Going back before Christmas, my nephew's fiance, they came round here, and I said to my nephew's fiance, what does Brian drink? She said Foster's. I bought a tray of Foster's. Then Brian turns around and says, I've stopped drinking. So the Foster's has been sitting out on my patio table, which means I haven't had to put it in the fridge to chill it down because it's been so cold. I personally don't like Foster's because it's just so gassy. So I'm just thinking, shall I go? No, I'll have a cup of tea when this is all over. Look, I've been 7.5 minutes, and we really haven't got enough people on here that this is going to affect. I'll give it up until about 15 minutes, and then I'll ask Cynthia then to ring me. No, I will say what it is, because Cynthia can share the video. When it gets to 15 minutes, if there's not enough people in the house, I don't like that saying, on the channel, that's better, on the channel, then I will announce what it is. So we've got 7 minutes to go. But yeah, what brilliant. Hasn't it been a lovely, lovely week? Cynthia's saying, can you still say it as a video is now shared to the group? Yeah, I can. You can still, yes, I can. It's quite right. Clive's saying, good news, the once a month Kevin's lives are changing. Bad news, they're going to be twice a month. I wouldn't mind doing that, Clive. I'd be quite happy to do that. The response I get from the lives is great. I think I did start doing them once a fortnight. But then we decided to go once a month. I think I'm quite happy doing once a month, and then just throw in the odd impromptu one when I'm feeling really low and lonely at home, because I am all on my own in this rambling great big chalet bungalow. So yeah, I'll just stick in the odd one here and there. People probably won't want me to be on here waffling away twice a month or every other week, whichever way you want to look at it. So yeah, it's as I say, I like doing them. I get lovely feedback from people saying that they like the way that the lives they flow. I can pretty much keep the conversations going by picking up on people's comments. Obviously, there's some comments that get through that I can't pick up on because they just fly up the screen. Anybody that's ever done one of these will know that if say 7 or 8 people are typing at the same time and they press the enter button, they go straight up the screen. Andrew's saying, is it that Midas is going to get a little, I wish it bloody well would. I'll tell you now, going back a few years ago, there's a site. You've got the Grain Centre where it is now. The old Grain Centre site is still empty. And on Facebook, on one of the local groups, someone had put on there, what Midas needs is a Lidl or an Aldi. Well, the comments that were being posted on there, you could almost hear the tone of the voice. And it was sort of one comment was, "We don't need one of those in Midhurst." And you sort of say, "Oh, we don't need one of those in Midhurst. What we want is an M&S food store." Yeah, right. We've got a Sainsbury's that took over the Budgeon site. That's dear enough. We've got a tiny little Tesco's Express in North Street, which I keep calling the High Street, and then in comments, and I get told off if we haven't got a High Street. So it's North Street, and it's the main road that comes straight through. But I've been to Aldi and I've been to Lidl in Chichester. And I can tell you now, there's an awful lot of people of all walks of life. Bearing in mind, I've worked for a hell of a lot of people over the years around here, so I know them, of all walks of life and all level of lives. They all shop down at Aldi and Lidl. So Midhurst could seriously do with one. Good evening, Elaine. You haven't missed anything yet. It's only going to be a very short live tonight. So yeah, there's an announcement coming up very shortly. Andrew's saying these people will be sort of the shoppers who will not go back to the traditional stores once they step foot in the store for the first time. You can get some great deals at Aldi and Lidl. I can highly recommend their Chardonnay wines and their rosé wines from both stores, and you're paying about £4 or £5 a bottle. For a similar quality wine in Sainsbury's, you're talking about £9, £10, £11 a bottle. Tesco's similar, but there's some very, very nice wines at Aldi and Lidl. And I think, to be honest, a few weeks ago, because Cynthia's husband doesn't drive, and Cynthia can't drive, I take her to Tesco's in Hazelmere, and she was doing her shopping, I did mine. I had a bag and a half of shopping. Bearing in mind, most of this was vegetables and fruit, and I think it was something like £27, and it's just unbelievable, the price. And I did say to Cynthia, look, I'm very happy if you want to go to Aldi or Lidl. I know I've got to travel to Hazelmere to pick Cynthia up, but I don't mind that. It's, and go to Chichester or somewhere. It's crazy. Andrew's saying I go to Lidl in Whiteley on my way home, and it's just down the road from the office where I work. Perfect, absolutely perfect. So yeah, I wish there was one. There's a small Lidl in Petersfield, but we got Lidl and Aldi very close together in Chichester. I quite like shopping in Chichester, actually. It's nice and flat. You go to Guildford, it's uphill all the time. Until you get to shopping centres, of course. But no, Chichester's fine. And to be honest, when the weather's nice, you go to Chichester, and before you go and do your shopping, if you go and get yourself a coffee, you can go and sit in the Bishop's Garden, around the back of the cathedral. It's beautiful, especially in spring, summertime. Absolutely lovely place to go. So we'll give it another half a minute, and then I will make the announcement, and then that will be it. I'll be off. It's, as I say, very, very short one. Ron and I went to Lidl and Aldi a couple of weeks ago, and when I checked the bills against same thing in Sainsbury's, I'd say, but there you go. It just shows you, doesn't it? And I think even allowing for the fuel costs for me to go and pick up Cynthia, and then we go to Chichester and take her home. I still think the savings that we could both make, that'd be worth going down there. So look, okay, 15 minutes. As I said, it's right from the outset. This is very quick live tonight. It wasn't planned at all, but I had a discussion with Cynthia on the phone 5 minutes before I went live. Anna, good evening. Hello, thank you very much for joining in, but this is going to be the shortest visit to a live that you've ever had, because I've got an announcement to make and then I'm going. So I do apologise. And it's about the walk at the end of this month. Angela and her husband Kevin are very, very kindly taking time out of their own weekend to go to Tilgate Park and do a recce walk to check it all out. She's messaged us and she said, first of all, it's expensive parking. There was a heck of a lot of people about, kids on scooters, bikes, all sorts of things milling around everywhere. Hordes and hordes of people in the park. There was also a queue just to get a cup of tea or a cup of coffee from the cafe. Hugely, hugely, hugely popular. And if the walk at the end of this month the weather's fine, we would have the same problem. And she really thinks that it is unsuitable for a group walk for those reasons I've just given you. Cynthia, if I've missed anything, please put a comment on there about what I've missed. Angela has come up with an idea for an alternative walk, which has been muted about us doing from quite a few people in the past. The idea is we're going to go back to Loxwood Canal, park at the same pub. I can't remember the name of the pub. Cynthia, please enlighten us. But the walk will be in the opposite direction to what we did before. The only bit you missed was that the dogs, oh yes, dogs have to be kept on a lead in quite a large area of the park. Yes, Onslow Arms. So we'll be parking at the Onslow Arms. As I say, same car park as we parked in before. Cynthia is straight after this. She's going to be doing a post about what we've just been talking about, and she will share this video. Bognor Walk before car parks. Is that the end of April, Elaine? Because funny enough, Cynthia and we were talking about this in our phone conversation, and we're on about perhaps doing it as a mid-month walk. So we'll discuss that a little bit more and we'll get back to you. Oh, 1st of April. Gosh. Okay. Cynthia, take notes and start planning. Elaine, do you know if the parking's very expensive? Even if we can't do it this month. Do you know if it's expensive at all along there? Is it Marine Parade or something? No, not really expensive. Oh, okay. Because I think it's going to be very difficult to fit that in this month. But I'll have a chat with Cynthia after this. And I think that is an April Fool's from Elaine. No, it's quite true. I'll have a chat with Elaine straight after this. Elaine, hang on. I'll have a word with Cynthia straight after this. And we'll start looking into April for that. Elaine says, plus there is off-road and we could meet down there. Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant. Okay, Elaine. So everybody, look, that's the details of what's happening. Cynthia's going to be putting a post up on the group. Please, if you can, remember to say if you are going or not. Quite often people will say they're interested, but they won't change it. Andrew's saying he will be there in spirit. Andrew, we'll see you at the end of this week, my friend. Andrew, again, this is going to be very short for you because I'm just going. So, okay, everybody. I think that's it. Cynthia, is there anything else I need to say? Bognor has not been forgotten. No, it hasn't, Elaine, not at all. Cynthia, have I forgotten anything at all that I need to let anybody know about? If not, then I will say good night and goodbye. Hello, she's gone quiet. Ciao for now. Thanks, Andrew. Bye, my friend. I hope you're having a lovely week as well, or you will have this coming week. You've said it all. The best bit of it, Andrew, is you'll be seeing me on Saturday. Thanks, everybody. Take care, and I will speak to you soon. Take care. Thanks very much. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. End. End.